Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Symplexive, and if your aim looks like this, or if you want to improve your aim at all, then be sure to stay tuned as I got some really helpful tips coming right up. Alright, jumping right into things. Tip number 1 is to make sure you're using the correct DPI and mouse settings. For some reason, quote-unquote gaming mice advertise having an insanely high DPI, or dots per inch, which is another way of saying the sensitivity of the mouse can be extremely high. Why anyone would want to even have the option to get 6400 DPI is beyond me, because let me tell you, size doesn't matter of DPI. Size of DPI. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that a higher sensitivity doesn't mean a better sensitivity. So what sensitivity should you use? Well, it depends on the game you're playing. Basically, there's this thing called EDPI, and EDPI is calculated by multiplying in-game sensitivity with DPI. So if you have a DPI of 800 and your in-game sensitivity is 0.5, then your EDPI is 400. Finding out which EDPI you should be using for the particular game you're playing is just a Google search away. The pros are pros for a reason, so taking some inspiration from them is never a bad idea. Just like taking inspiration from this mid-roll isn't a bad idea either. Do you guys like epic setups?
Nope.
Mission.
Bruh. Bruh.
I'm proud to announce that at 100 subscribers, I will be releasing official Symplexive content of this epic setup right here. So that little mid-roll that you just saw, I actually made around 3 months ago, and I am proud to say that we have actually hit 100 subscribers. Triple digits, it's crazy. If you aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe because I don't want you to miss my epic setup reveal that I'll hopefully be releasing shortly. Enough of that, let's get right back to the video. Tip number 2 is to use an aim trainer like AimLab, which is completely free, to your advantage. Aim trainers are pretty self-explanatory, but people actually use them incorrectly sometimes. Make sure you set your sensitivity in the aim trainer to the same sensitivity you have in game so you're practicing correctly. Consistency is key here, and I'd recommend using it as a warm-up every time before you play. Everyone wants to hit epic flick shots, so doing flick training only can be tempting, but you don't want to neglect other skills like tracking, as they're often just as important as flicking. Tip number 3 is Tip number 3 is to get your hands on a quote-unquote gaming mouse pad if you can. Now, it doesn't have to be this girthy, but something like this should work fine. Having a bigger mouse pad will be especially helpful in games like Valorant and CSGO because you'll be able to use a lower sensitivity for more precise shots. Alright, tip number 4 is going to be if the game you're playing has it, make sure you take advantage of training grounds or the firing range. Now you might be like,
hey yo, Symplexive, I'm a god at the game, bro. I use aim training. I don't need to use the stupid firing range stuff.
And to that I say,
Wake up.
But for real, using in-game resources like that enable you to get a better feel for certain game-specific weapons. You'll be able to get a better feel for different weapon sprays and learn how to manage recoil better than if you just spent all of your time in an aim trainer. So for tip number 5, it's pretty self-explanatory, it should go without saying, but people seem to forget about this all the time. I'm sure you've seen those videos on YouTube of people putting hundreds of hours into aim trainers and neglecting actually playing the game. This is a bad idea for a couple reasons. Aiming is just one thing out of many you have to be good at to be considered quote-unquote good at the game. Movement and other mechanics like abilities are completely neglected when exclusively aim training. More importantly though, your game sense will be greatly underdeveloped compared to your aim. And great aim means pretty much nothing, or very little at least, if you don't have any game sense to back it up. For those of you who don't know, game sense is knowing what to do when and how to do it. No guide can teach that though, as your game sense is determined by the amount of meaningless hours you spend wasting away in a virtual world that has no bearing on reality or those who reside within it. Just kidding, gaming rocks. My own routine for Valorant goes aim trainer, training grounds, and then deathmatch to ensure maximum warmness. And then I finally play an actual match. Alright, now I have a quick message for my subscribers, so if you aren't subscribed, feel free to do so right now. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we hit 100 subs, thanks again. So I will be uploading my 100 sub special as promised, hopefully soon. I will also give a bit of an update on my personal life.
Spoiler alert, I have a girlfriend.
Let's go! But more on that next time. Also, I made a new outro, so stick around for that. It's pretty cool. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.